if Boris can't come here to tell you himself, I'm saying that I'm more than willing to take your views to Boris. So, if you want to share your views on this, you can do it by raising issues now. You can contact KCIL on the phone, by email. You can drop into our office. We really do want to respond to it because we feel that there are issues in there that will have an impact on the people that we work with. And so that, you know, I'm letting you know what our intention is, and I'm hoping you're going to help us to respond to that.
Where's the plan?
Sorry. Yeah, I thought somebody might say that.
Where's the plan?
What I'm going to do, yes, because I haven't been able to share the whole plan with you, what I'm going to do is, in the newsletter that we're currently preparing that's going to be circulated, I'm going to give information on where you can find out about the plan. There's also a meeting taking place in December in London at City Hall where people can go and make their views heard. I also know that on the Greater London Authority website, they have actually highlighted the fact that they're going to be holding road shows around London to share information about the plan. And so if you get our newsletter, I will be putting information in that about how you can find out more about the London plan. Any other questions? I should just say, don't shoot me, I'm only the messenger.
Jane, you mentioned about Kingston, Surbiton, and New Malden, nothing about Chessington. We are apart in our own right. We've gotten through, I feel.
Chessington?
Yes, you don't mention anything about Chessington, we have people there.
Sorry, I didn't say anything about Chessington.
You didn't?
Is that what you say? Yeah, well, Chessington, I suppose, is a town centre, and I should have mentioned it.
People that live there, I mean,
Sorry, Dan, sorry, could I have the microphone? Sorry.
We are raising taxes the same as everybody else. We don't get mentioned. We've got people we are up there. I've forgotten.
Sorry, I'm missing that, so could you paraphrase that?
Fundamentally, that people in Chessington pay their taxes like everyone else, and they're forgotten when we list the other places.
We never mentioned. Never mentioned.
Okay, I'm really sorry for missing out Chessington, but you've raised it now, and I shall mention that Chessington is at right. Kingston, I'm not very familiar with the borough, but I've realised it's got this very odd shape, and Chessington seems to be right at the bottom of it.
The World of Adventure.
Sorry?
The famous World of Adventure. That's right.
Yes. And so, yes, I will make sure that in future I include it as one of the town centres. And I think there's some is there development going on there?
Yes, lots of it. Too much.
Okay.
There's lots of development going on in Tolworth as well.
And in Tolworth. Okay, Tolworth, Chessington, and the other three areas I mentioned. Well, what we'll actually be doing is keeping track of what is going on. I know I've been involved in the Surbiton consultation, and I should get involved in other consultations as well that are taking place throughout Kingston. So thank you for that. Well, sorry, I'll take this question first and then that one.
My question is really to do with the transport available. I recently inquired with British Rail of how I would get from New Malden to East Croydon. Now, one of the stations which is a must for getting people from one platform to the other, is Clapham Junction. So I was told the way is go by bus to Wimbledon, Wimbledon to Waterloo, bus from Waterloo to Victoria.
Tram from Wimbledon to East Croydon.
Is there a one?
Yeah, from Wimbledon to East Croydon there's a tram and it is accessible.
Train from Surbiton to Wimbledon, and you get the tram or you get the train to Croydon. West Croydon or East Croydon.
Yeah, the tram goes to both West and East Croydon and goes straight from Wimbledon.
That's
So I was
right.
given the wrong information.
Unfortunately, that happens quite a lot.
Also, with British Rail, I would like people to try and get Clapham Junction as a main terminal for people going from around South London to have accessibility for people who are disabled. Can KCIL try to emphasise to Transport for London that Clapham Junction is a must as far as getting people from one station to another, one train to another?
Clapham Junction is extremely inaccessible, especially now that they're doing the work to install the lifts. And you'd think, great news, there's going to be a lift. But at the moment, I actually asked about this because I wanted to find out how long it would be before the lifts would be installed. And I found out that they're going to take a very long time. They can only work on putting the lifts in between the hours when the trains stop and the trains start back again. And I got to understand that the last trains ran at something to 2 and the first ones ran after 5. So that means they have about 3 hours in which to work on putting the lifts in. 3 hours a night. So it's probably going to take years before that station is accessible. What I have seen them using is there's a special sort of travelator thing that they use, and they manage to get people up the steps who are using wheelchairs. I don't know whether it works for all chairs or scooters. Sorry? Clapham Junction. I have seen them using that. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to, because he looked quite involved, I didn't manage to ask him, you know, how accessible it was, whether everybody could arrange to have that. But I do know they have that there. But I will try to investigate further and get back to you. Okay. There was a question over here, and there's one over. 2 questions on this side.
Do you want this one?
Thank you. I was actually thinking about Clapham Junction because I did have to use the facilities for an emergency. I was in the West Country just very recently. Accessibility from one platform to another. Quite often the platforms are numbered for 2 different platforms, and then you don't know where you are on that particular platform, or being where the train should be or shouldn't be. So their signage and accessibility to moving around platforms are very, very difficult.
All right, thank you. And another
I was going to ask another question. Do you know what's happening with the Surbiton station? People are saying
I don't
there's
know.
going to be a lot of changes.
There are going to be
there.
some
Have they
changes.
decided on anything?
Yeah. I think the bit outside the station, as far as I understand, is going to become pedestrianised. And I think there's going to be some blue badge disabled parking. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to be, but I can actually get back to you on that, maybe by putting some more information in our newsletter about how things are going.
Facilities for disabled people parking in Surbiton is not very adequate even now. So if they take away facilities at Surbiton Station as well, that's going to make it 10 times worse.
Well, yes, if they do make that area pedestrianised, I'm concerned about where the parking will be and how far people will have to go from where they've parked to get to the platform. So, yes, it is an issue, and someone has recently written to me about that, so I'll be following it up.
I mean, if they decide to put something more at the back of the station, then they've got to have the facilities and access, not just steps,
Okay.
to get into platforms.
Okay, I have been sharing information with the people who have been working on the development side of Surbiton Town Centre.